no Sarah Strong today, just what went into the decision to rest her today?
I think it goes all the way back to USA basketball, you know. So just trying to make sure that whatever tightness she feels doesn't go any further. And if she had to play today, she would have played. I mean, that's not a problem. But we got a long way ahead of us. You know, it's a college version, I guess, of load management. They didn't have that when they weren't getting paid. Now they have load management.
Talked a little bit earlier this year about not wanting to have both Sarah and AZ off the floor at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, that wasn't the case this game. How could you assess the times when AZ was off the floor, how the rest of the team played?
I don't know. I thought it would be a little bit sluggish and a little bit disjointed. You know, when you're used to, you know, there were two things going on. When you're used to just, you know, just throw the ball to Sarah when things are a little bit stale. So now you can't do that. And I thought there was more of us standing around than normal. You know, and then usually, you know, Blanca jumps off the bench, she comes in, and things get stirred up. So you're missing those two key elements, and I thought that made AZ have to stay out on the court for longer stretches than I would like. But I thought, you know, once we got the hang of it, I thought in the second half we were much better. You know, the ball moved more. We were able to get in the lane more with the dribble. So it took about 20 minutes, but we finally got it.
You had some good minutes from Allie today. She had a career-high 4 steals. Just where have you seen her kind of develop in her consistency, especially on that defensive end?
You know, it's interesting that when she was in high school, she was a prolific scorer, shooter, scorer, ball handler. I think when players like that are given a lot of minutes, you start to see other things that they do. You know, she's just a really good basketball player, and I talk to her all the time and say, look, when people see you, nobody's going to go, oh, nobody's afraid of you when they look at you. So I said, so you can do some things to surprise people sometimes with how much you can get done on the court. So having her continue to get that kind of confidence every game is going to pay huge dividends towards the end of the season.
Everybody on either starters or on the bench scored in today's game. How does it feel as a coach to know that all your players are good at scoring and can score when needed?
Well, yeah, sometimes some of them try too hard to score. You know, but I mean, I get it. I get some of it. I do think, you know, each player is at UConn for a reason. You know, they all come to Connecticut with a reputation of being scorers on their team. So it's just that sometimes for who knows how long, sometimes it's half a year, sometimes it's a whole year, sometimes it's longer. You know, players have to kind of grow into a similar role that they may have had in high school. So all of them can do that, I think, some better than others. But I think their ability to play their role, all of them, and be really, really good at their role is what makes us a really good team.
Geno had a career high 11 rebounds. Do you feel like she's starting to hit that stride again, that where she was before her concussion?
Maybe. I think the thing with Jenna is, being able to use her physicality out there without committing those silly over-the-top fouls, And at the same time, in the first half, I think it was real easy. Get a quick post up, catch, turn, lay the ball up. Then in the second half, it's trying to bully 4 people while you're, trying to get a shot up on the rim. So I think sometimes less is more, and if you stick to, I need to be a better defender, I need to be a better rebounder, I need to be a better screener and ball handler, then, whatever points are there, you're going to be able to take advantage of those. And obviously we're going to need that kind of presence in the lane as the season goes on. So 11 rebounds, I think that's I think she had 5 offensive rebounds. We have some guys that go a month and don't get 5 offensive rebounds. So I was really happy with that.
Roads were a mess. 84 was not functioning at all. You're playing a lower level team in the league. You got almost 14,000 fans here. Do you ever talk to the team about making sure they appreciate that they do this? Because a lot of them could have just stayed home and watched it a different way.
Yeah, we mentioned that a lot. That at Connecticut, it's so much more than just basketball, right? And I said this without any disrespect to some of the opponents that we play. Over the years, a lot of years, I don't know that people get in their car and drive 2 hours and go, do you think they'll win? We've won so many games here at home for so many years, but I think people keep coming back because you have to play a certain way, and you have to understand that it's more than just what the final score is. In today's day and age, it's easy to stay home, watch on TV, have all the comforts of home. But I do think there is something to be said for being there live and being part of the excitement and being part of the, what makes Connecticut basketball special. And you have to make them want to come back. And I think just saying, hey, we won isn't the winning answer, because I remember years ago, I don't know, we won 90 in a row or something like that, and our attendance went down. Because you have to educate another generation of fans, and I think we've done that. And I think this team is it's the kind of team you want to watch. You want to be here to see them play. And I was pleasantly surprised, but not surprised, because coming in here wasn't easy, and yet, they all came.
Coach, Khalees Fisher ended with 14 minutes today. How did you feel about her performance?
Khalees?
Yeah.
Well, Khalees is really good at getting to the rim. Really, really good. I don't think there's anybody that can keep her from getting to the rim. What happens after she gets there, that can be, an adventure sometimes. But she's pretty good at finishing, too. And little by little, I think she's starting to understand what it takes to play at this level. So if we were playing one-on-one against the other team's best player, yeah, she'd be really, really good. And there's going to be a time and place at some point where that's exactly what we're going to need. But as a young player, I think it's important that we teach her some of the other things that go into making you a really good basketball player.
You've mentioned that you're going to need Jana in the tournament a couple times now. What's it going to take to get her to a level that you feel comfortable giving her a lot of minutes between now and when March begins? Is that more minutes in games? Is that something she's got to do in practice to earn that trust? Just what will this next month have to look like to really have her contribute in March?
I can't answer that. You know, that's kind of out of my hands. You know, I think if you're Jenna, you have to look around and go, I should be playing more. I should be getting more minutes. I should be doing more. And you have it's actually, and maybe a lot of players don't understand this, but coaches don't necessarily give you playing time. Like, you don't wake up in the morning and throw everybody's name up, and whoever lands in the starting five goes, okay, they're getting the most minutes. You know, you look around and you go, this is what we need. And right now, I would tell you that all of our big guys, there's a big gap between Sarah Strong and the rest of our big guys. And I don't need them to be Sarah Strong, but all of them, we need them to be rebounders and rim protectors and physical presence out there. Right now, the strength of our team is our perimeter players, and I would include Sarah Strong in that. But there's an awful lot of pressure on Sarah to score in the post, rebound, play defense, and I think it would be great for us as a team if we knew that whether it's Sarah Williams, whether it's Jenna, that they were going to be able to do exactly what we need them to do. And right now, it's a sometime thing. And when it becomes most of the time thing or an all the time thing, you know, then obviously it's easier to do that. You know, yeah, because there are teams out there that we potentially could play. But if you saw the first half of the Tennessee game, none of our big guys defended or scored. You know, so or rebounded. And in the second half, it was much better. So we need continued improvement from these guys, and lots of it, and quickly.
Going back to Khalees, she's shown flashes this year, but are you happy with where she's at? Is she on track to be that heir apparent at the point guard position?
Heir apparent. Heir apparent, like you mean Prince Charles? From the time you're 10? Or I think that depends on, again, I would use the same analogy. Players go into college, and a lot of times it's like going back to high school when they were in 9th grade, you know? They came out, they were big fish, as she likes to be called, and then you look around and you say, wow, I've got a lot to learn, and then you go to college and it starts all over again. So the great thing about Khalees is she's just so explosive, and she just can single-handedly change a game. And we have to weigh all the time what percentage of the time is she helping our team and what percentage of the time is she helping the other team. And every day she's getting better. Every day. Every day she's learning more. Every day she's communicating better with, you know, her teammates about what we need to do. And, you know, that's the hardest thing for a young player to come in here and learn. I think it's great that she has players like, you know, KK and AZ and Ash that have played at a real high level for 3 years or more, because they, you know, they really help her out a lot in practice. And she can do things that none of them can do. None of them can do. She's just capable of incredible things. She also can do a lot of things that none of them would even dream of wanting to do. So there's the fine line that we're walking, and I hope to get her some more playing time each game if I can.
Going back to the big guys for a second, how did you see Sarah Williams handle being in a lot of those four-guard lineups today, and just kind of what are you waiting to see from her that's going to kind of give you more confidence that she can help you down the stretch?
Yeah, I think the thing that if you look at it objectively and you say, what exactly do we need? What is it that would elevate this team to a whole nother level? So, you look at it and you go, today she had 3 block shots. If you can do that every single game, that's a huge thing. Okay. She was much more aggressive defensively out on the perimeter, which is going to happen a lot, okay? Especially against teams that have big guys that are going to be able to shoot. And her offensive rebound total is the same as my granddaughter, 0. So I think you have to establish yourself as like a dominant player, okay? Where every shot that they take, you think it's your rebound. Every shot that we take, you think of it as, this is a pass to me, I'm going to go get it and get us another possession or get us a bucket. And I think it's a mindset of, I'm 6'3", I'm really athletic, played a lot of basketball. That means I got to be dominant every day. I show up and I'm dominant every day. It's better, and it's improving in practice. But I look around and I say, this is the first time in her career where every game means a lot. She's never been in this situation before, where if I get this rebound, yeah, and if I don't, I tried. Down the stretch, it's going to be, we need this rebound really bad, and you have to get it. So that kind of dominant mindset is probably what we need more than anything from all those big guys, from all of them. Not that you can't win without it. I mean, I think last year, we played a 4-guard lineup and Sarah for a lot of the Final Four, right? But, Ice and Geno really did contribute something. So you may not need a lot from them, but you need something. And again, if you want to elevate this team to another level, then I think you got to get to another level. I mean, look at KK. KK is a way different player than she was last year. Okay, so that took a lot of time. It took a lot of work. It took a lot of effort. And if anybody else wants to do that, they're going to have to work just as hard as she did. All righty.
There's one more. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Isabella has had an increased role these past couple of games. She had a 30-point game a couple nights ago and had 11 points and a plus 35 box plus minus score. Tonight in 31 points. What does it mean to have a player that can just step up and be successful on a win?
I missed the last part. What was it?
What does it mean to have a player that can just step up and be successful on a win?
Well, I like players that can kind of help you a lot of different ways, So I'm not a big stat guy, but, if you're 4 for 6, 1 for 2, 2 for 2, 4 rebounds, 11 points, okay, 4 steals, you're kind of involved in the whole aspect of the game. And, for the rest of the year, for a long time, people are going to remember her 10 threes. But those 10 threes don't help you in the next game. But being able to do these other things, again, now I can leave you in a lot longer. I think the Tennessee game was a big turning point for her. Not the 30-point game. I think the Tennessee game, knowing that she can play and be successful in that environment against a team like that, that's physically that gifted. That's, to me, that's one more player that we didn't have maybe in October. That she's a different player today than she was in October and November. And people don't know this probably, but last year when she was a freshman, the first 2 weeks of training camp, she was in the starting lineup. That's how good she was. And then she got sick and things went sideways and, but she's a really, really good basketball player, and I think that Tennessee game brought out the best in her. All right, thanks, everybody.